Made with you. She's you told you. Thank you. She wants it by herself. Thank you. She's 95 and she told you this summer if it's the last thing she does, she's gonna vote for you.
Aww.
And she, oh, I'm sorry.
That's wonderful.
And then I had to drive her over here because we.
Re-election too in 4 years. Let's get planning for that.
Yeah, she loves him. I mean, she's a Beto groupie. I hate to tell you. Okay, Mom. There's a lot of people that want to see him.
Thank you.
You just made my day too.
Thank you.
This is awesome. Thank you.
It is awesome. Come on, Mom. You got to see him. Let's go.
Thanks. Swap spots.
Event of the day, and he probably has another 5. Also appreciative to Beto and his family and his team. We love you, Beto O'Rourke. I want you to know this. Don't you worry about what any polls are saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You just think about this. We went to bed. No, we got up the day before the election 6 years ago. Figured, no way Trump could win. And then you woke up and you figured, dang, is this a nightmare?
It was, yeah.
The only way we lose is if we don't vote. So my job is to say something about 2 great congresswomen. First, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Sheila Jackson Lee. She's coming.
All right.
A few minutes later.
All right.
I'm campaigning somewhere else.
All right.
But another great congresswoman, Lizzie Fletcher. Powerful voice for women deciding what they do with their bodies. Just like And it's her job, not mine, to introduce the next governor of the state of Texas. All right.
To my state representative, Ann Johnson.
Woo!
Welcome to what in January will be Texas's 7th congressional district. Beto O'Rourke, we are so thrilled you're here. And you know, Commissioner Ellis, Representative Johnson have said what we all know to be true, and they've said it so well. That we are all here because we know the stakes in this election. We know that our futures are on the ballot. We know that our freedom is on the ballot, and we know who's going to protect it. We know who cares about the future of Texas and who should be and will be our next governor, Beto O'Rourke. Everybody today knows how important it is, and nobody knows better than Beto, who when I first put my name on the ballot after that election in 2016 was so helpful to me in talking to me about what it meant to serve in Congress, what we could do when we work together, when we bring people together around our common values, which is what he's been talking to Texans about for so long. He has been to all 254 counties. He has been in Harris County a whole lot because Harris County is the key to winning Texas. And I'm just so grateful to have someone who's so committed to every single Texan, to all of us, to our futures, to our families, making sure that we have what we deserve in a governor of the state of Texas. And I couldn't be more proud or more honored to welcome him here and to say, Beto O'Rourke, I cannot wait till tomorrow. I'm going to cast my vote for you.
All right.
Hello. Good to be with you. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Yes. And it feels even better if you voted. I gotta tell you that you all have been absolutely wonderful for the duration of this. As you know, we spend a heck of a lot of time in Houston. As our congressman said, this is where the people are, this is where the votes are, this is where the margin of victory is. But it's more than counting people and votes and numbers. It's about the kindness and the warmth and the welcome with which you have received us each and every single time. Yes, the dollars help, the volunteers who knock on doors are essential, but the encouragement and the push that you have been giving me throughout this entire campaign means the world to me. It has produced so much hope at a time that we desperately need so much hope. And not just for me personally, but for the people on this campaign, but for the state of Texas. Because you look at what we face right now, whether it's a total abortion ban with no exception for rape, incest, or effectively the life of the woman, whether it's the fact that we now lead the nation in school shootings and gun violence is the leading cause of death for children and teenagers in the state of Texas, whether it's our educators who are being hounded out of the classroom right now at a time that we desperately need their presence, not just to educate our kids, but literally to keep them alive, or the fact that this democracy is more threatened in Texas than in any other state in the union, harder to cast your ballot, harder to get your name on the rolls, to be registered to vote than anywhere else in America today. But against all of those threats are all of us. We could have succumbed to the temptation to despair. We could have just submitted to this, accepted this as the price of living, of dying in the state of Texas. But we weren't about that. We wanted to stand up to be counted, to have our vote cast, our voice heard, and to do the work that will win this election. I just want to tell you, these great public servants that we've had a chance to hear from today, Lizzie at the federal level, Ann at the state level, Rodney at the county level, Abby at the city level, these will be our partners when you elect me as the governor of the state of Texas. To make sure that we serve everyone within Harris County, everyone in the other 253 counties in the state of Texas, regardless of whether they're Democrats, Republicans, whether they've been here for 8 generations, or whether they just got here 8 days ago. We're going to bring a deeply divided state together to do great things. And it is only made possible by the work that you have put in, by the campaigns that we've run before, including the one in 2018. Hey, Lizzie was just talking about an historic effort on the part of everybody here that produced the largest voter turnout since 1970 in the state of Texas. Young voters. Just by the looks of you, that's every single one of you. I actually just met a 95-year-old voter who just cast her ballot. Relative to her, we are all youngsters, right? Young voter turnout in the 2018 race up 504% from 2014. We saw Lizzie Panel Fletcher, Colin Allred flip control of the House of Representatives from red to blue, allowing them to do some historic things, not just for Houston, not just for Texas, but for the entire United States of America. That is the base upon which we are building right now. Look, in 2020, we all wish that we had done better. In fact, the only bright spot in that year for Democrats was Ann Johnson.
Yes.
Race and win. But I want you to know that the gains that we made in 18 held in 2020. All those new voters that we turned out 4 years ago, they're still there. We still have their phone numbers. We still know where they live, and we're knocking on their doors to make sure that they turn out.
Yeah.
But in addition to that electoral work that we've done together, just think about the service that precedes us right now that has made this moment possible. Civil rights and voting rights heroes who helped to compel LBJ, the first Texas president, not only to sign into law the Civil Rights Act, but the Voting Rights Act of 1965, creating the first true multiracial democracy in America. Barbara Jordan, who was the first African-American woman elected from the South to the United States Congress, expanded that VRA in 1975. They made this moment possible. And I just want to make sure that we don't neglect to remember that we are the heirs to their service, to their sacrifice, to their struggle. And what we do with this inheritance will determine our future and define us in the eyes of our kids and in the pages of history forever going forward. We must come through and cannot be found wanting. This is the task at hand. Voting is really important, and I'm glad you've done it or that you are on your way to do it, but wholly insufficient to the challenges that we face. If this is the most voter suppressed state in the union, and it is, it means that we got to go out and reach the people who are the targets of suppression and intimidation and bring them in. That means knocking on their doors, making phone calls, texting, joining these relational organizing programs that make the most of the contacts on your phones. We have volunteers here today. They're standing right back here, and on these clipboards are open shifts to knock on the doors of those voters who, but for your knock and your effort, will not be participating in this election. This won't be won by the candidate, nor will it be won by our political party. It can only be won by the people of Texas, by those of you who are here right now. So think about this. 10 days left to decide the future, the fortune, and the fate of the state of Texas, and by extension, our very country. What are you willing to do over the course of these 10 days to make sure that we come through? How many hours can you spare? How many doors can you knock on? How many folks are you willing to talk to? That's all I'm asking of you today. Think about that, and then find Rocio, and let's make sure that we sign up to get that done. And when we do, we're going to bring in those who are the targets of that suppression and intimidation and make them the margin of victory when we win this on election night. When we win, there is no stopping the great things that we're going to be able to do by, for, and with one another. Ensuring that women can make their own decisions about their own body and their own protecting marriage equality. Putting the lives of our kids over the interests of the NRA. Getting behind those public school educators, paying them enough not to work a second or a third job, and giving them back valuable classroom time by canceling the STAR test in the state. Every time I say that, I wish that 6th graders could vote. And when it comes to our democracy, we got to make sure that it works for each and every one of us. Republican, Democrats, no me importa, as long as you can vote. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that it's easy to register. That means having online voter registration, automatic voter registration. We're going to make sure that you live in districts that make sense. So no more gerrymandering where members of Congress choose their voters. Citizen-led redistricting commissions so the voters can choose their members of Congress. And then this one, like a lot, which is to replace Confederate Heroes Day as a state holiday with Election Day as a state holiday. joining each other based on our differences, keeping us from the greatness that should be ours as Texans, but bringing us together to do the great work in front of us. World-class public schools, the ability to see a doctor because we've expanded Medicaid, attracting the best jobs in America that literally pay a living wage because we raise it from $7.25 to $15
Yes.
an hour, and make it easier to join a union or to learn a trade or a skill so that you can rise to your full potential and promise. I got a guy in the parking lot who loves that. Yes, sir. I want to make sure that all of us come through right now and that the generations that follow ours are proud of what we did at this defining moment of truth. I talked about those who preceded us that made this moment possible and how we've inherited everything that they did. And we've got to be careful about how we use this inheritance, squander it or build upon it. Now think about those who follow us, who are at this moment looking back on us from the future, 10, 20, 30 years from now. Against all these challenges, they want to know that we've done all that we can with what we have, where we are, to come through for them, because they don't get a vote in this election. They don't have a voice in the outcome, but through our actions that we take and the commitments that we make right now, right here. So I want to know from you, are you all ready to win? Are you ready to do the work so that we can win? Well, we are ready to do this with you. I got to tell you, 10 days out, the honor of my lifetime to be able to run to serve you as the next governor of the state of Texas.
Yeah, me too.
Where do I go?
All right, next in line.
You jump in. Jump
We're not trying to wait the line.
Sit down. You got a meeting here. Y'all get y'all picture with it. I'm not gonna wait